Hey guys, your boy is out for a walk, and I wanted to talk to you guys about nervousness and anxiety, especially when approaching, and how it's not just you guys that get nervous. I just hit on this very cute girl wearing yoga pants, slim, cute, adorable, petite, would have been in her 20s. And she was so unbelievably adorable and nervous when I talked to her. And I basically just stopped her. I said, hey, I know this is kind of random, but you're super cute. I wanted to say, hey. As soon as I told her that she was cute, she just fucking melted, guys. And she got so nervous and like bashful, and she was blushing. And then I said, are you single? And she said, I am actually, and got even more bashful, even more nervous, even more like shy. And from that point, she basically like fell apart in the cutest possible way. She, I put my hand out to shake her hand, and she couldn't decide whether or not she wanted to use the left hand or the right hand to shake my hand. And then I'm trying to figure out which way. It's very hard to walk and talk at the same time. At least I find it difficult. She couldn't decide which hand she wanted to shake of mine. And then she dropped her phone, or she half dropped her phone. And then when she went to catch it, she half dropped her headphones as well. And she was just this adorable fucking mess. And she was so nervous that she was shaking. And I told her a couple of times, like, you're so adorable. And she was like, oh God, really? Like just in a way of like, she doesn't believe it. She was really fucking sexy too. And the conversation was just so awkward. And a lot of you put all this pressure on yourself that you have to be some like smooth, amazing conversationalist, but realize that it takes two people in order to have a smooth conversation. And I was pretty smooth. I'm feeling pretty good this morning. Like most of the time, I'm relatively smooth in a conversation anyway. But if the other person is a little bit awkward or they're nervous, like this girl was, like she was just a complete mess, it's not going to be a smooth conversation. And so I want you guys to I invite you to take a little bit of that pressure off yourself, guys. Like you don't have to have these smooth, amazing, sexy, perfect James Bond like movie conversations every single time you hit on someone. In fact, that often won't be the case, especially if they're really nervous. There might be some awkward silences. In this case, this girl asked me the same question multiple times, and I gave her the same answer multiple times. And then she was like, oh God, I'm sorry. I've already asked you that. I feel so silly. I asked for her name, and she was like, she fucking told me her name like 3 times. And I was like, yeah, I remember your name. And she's like, yeah, but I forgot yours. And so it's just not always going to be smooth, guys. And I think a lot of you forget that you are a stranger to the women that you're hitting on. You are a stranger to the women that you're talking to. They've never met you. And some of them are going to be really fucking nervous when you go and say hi. And so your job is to lead the conversation. Your job is to be that safe space for her. And if you're nervous, that's okay. You can just say that. Like I literally said to her at one point, I feel like this conversation is a little awkward. And I've told other girls, like, I feel nervous. And this girl said that she felt nervous. And so you're allowed to be honest about that. You're allowed to be nervous. But take the lead. Provide that beautiful safe space for her to open up, for her to let go a little bit, for her to be nervous and you be okay with that. And take this fucking pressure off yourself that you have to have a smooth conversation with every single person you talk to. That is just such an impossible standard, and it's so unfair to put that pressure on yourself, And so take that fucking pressure off. All right, I think that's all I wanted to say. It's okay for you guys to be nervous because a lot of girls are nervous train wrecks as well. You don't have to be smooth because sometimes she's just not going to be smooth no matter how hard you try. Go out there, crush those goals, and I'll leave a link down below to the one-on-one coaching deal that I got on right now, 50% off my one-on-one coaching, so you can check that out down below. As always, guys, love you to death. Go out there, talk to some girls, and be okay with the fact that sometimes it's going to be fucking awkward. Update, I then went and talked to, literally as soon as I finished recording that video, I went and talked to another chick, and to show you guys that this is a numbers game, the very next chick was the smoothest fucking conversation that you will ever imagine. She had a boyfriend, but the conversation just flowed very effortlessly. She was super smooth. I was super smooth. It was very nice. I wished her and her boyfriend all the love in the world. I said, I hope you guys are happy together. And she's like, thank you. We try to be. And I was like, that's fucking beautiful. As long as you guys are trying, keep working at it. That's amazing. This is a numbers game, guys. You're going to walk up to some people. The conversation is going to be awkward, cringeworthy. You're going to think you did something wrong. You didn't. As long as you were trying your best. And then the very next person you talk to will be smooth as hell. So this is a numbers game. Go out there, talk to lots of women, spread good vibes, wish them well if they have a boyfriend, If they're single, get that phone number and go on a date and have beautiful fucking adventures together and lick each other's buttholes or whatever you kinky motherfuckers like to do together. Have fun.